Welcome to Wittenberg Birnamwood. I'm Garrett Rogowski, the District Administrator.
I'm Vicki Hess. I'm the principal of Wittenberg Elementary and Middle School.
I'm Guy Stecker. I'm the principal at Birnamwood Elementary Middle School.
Welcome to our conversation about UDL. It's a topic that we like to talk about.
I love how our learning has transpired because we started out knowing, absolutely nothing about UDL. And we started thinking about, as a team with you, Joe, how do we design opportunities for staff to learn so that it's non-threatening, engaging, and allows them to embrace where they're at with their practices.
I think it was so gradual and friendly that the teachers were able to see the strength and the value in it, and able to take pieces that they really would use in their classrooms.
Well, not only engagement for the kids, but it's fun for me. I like to try new things.
I think the best part of our learning was that we were learning together. Nobody was an expert. We were all novices that studied, watched videos, and began our practices together. We grow as a learning community.
An experience that has been rewarding for them as well as positively impactful for our students.
I love having people in my classroom, so I like them to come in and see what the kids are doing and how we're using it, and it can be really overwhelming for some people. The teacher that did come and observe me during a guided reading group, and my children had yoga balls and they were all bouncing because they were high energy boys and they needed to bounce, and that drove that teacher crazy, and it was really funny. She's like, how do you stand that? And I said, you just get used to it. But the learning that was taking place overpowered the bouncing.
Intentional has kind of been my key word this year, because I think you constantly think you differentiate for different kids, but much more taking a step back and thinking of what I might do for some kids who need different learning tools or things in the classroom and making that available for all kids. And I've also been trying to look at more of what I've done in the past that maybe I've done for other kids and make that available for all kids. It helps me look at the why I do things.
It can't be a mandate. Is more value in the teachers recognizing that value.
Before UDL and implementing UDL, it was simply the I can statements had to be posted. Now we say it together as a class before we go off and get ready to read to self or ready to write or ready to do the math lesson, so they know what they're doing for the day and why.
When we're ready for reading today, boys and girls, we're going to look at our I can statements. And it says I can predict what the character will do next. So that. Students will be able to predict what a character will do next.
How are we going to stop and predict when we're reading?
We could once we get to a part and we want to find out, we could stop and think of what we're going to find out.
Feel empowered because they have choice.
When students are offered choices, they're more engaged, they're more willing to do the work, and they are happier in general. Exploring self-regulation this year and having more choices like fidgets and seating choices and the break area, I have seen a more improvement on behaviors where students are able to calm themselves and get back to work after a short break or choice, and maybe they need a wiggle seat or a fidget, and then they're able to do the work. UDL is more proactive, so giving the choices to everybody, not just specific students that you think will need the lesson differentiated. Everybody can choose what's appropriate for them.
Giving that choice and having them feel like they have that power and control takes you away from that power and control battle that they oftentimes want to give you. Well, I'm not doing it yet. Okay, well, you can pick.
The choice that students are given in how they express their learning, where they do their learning, the seating, different things like that is making a difference.
Choices in the classroom, and they have these tools they can use if they're feeling anxious or silly or mad, that we have a tool for them to use, and they don't just have to try to bottle all that up and keep it together for the school day and then let it all out at home, that we work through those things together.
One of the big things, and actually I was having a conversation with my aide this morning, has been the independence piece. Them being much more independent. A lot of times kindergartners, people say, well, they're only 5, they can't do this, they can't do that. Well, they can do it if you give them the right tools and the right modeling and scaffolding to be able to be successful. So that independence has been key.
Implementing the flexible seating would have to be a part of those explicit directions, so that if they aren't clear and aren't made known to the students, then they're not going to know what to do. So it did take time. It took, literally me modeling, this is how I would sit on an exercise ball. This is how I would sit in a rocker seat. Make sure our hands are on the floor and safe before we sit down. And then just not even just with the flexible seating, but even just the expectations of Reader's Workshop and what we're doing next.
I know it's made a difference because we can see it in our data. But secondly, the most evident part that you can see day to day is the excitement of the kids. When kids are engaged, we know they want to learn, they are being able to process information, they can teach others. So I just see that, whether it be in a special education classroom or a general education classroom, that the teachers are asking for tools, they're using them, and the kids are interacting with content and learning in a way that's different than they have before. I see students engaging with tasks because they're given options, and the teacher has considered the learners in her classroom when she designs or he designs a task that's purposeful, and the kids can access it, they can do the work, they can show what they know. That to me is really significant.
Once you see the merits of all the work and the preparation and then the payoff in the classroom, that's what sold it for me.
Work for any contact area, it is what you make it. Give it a try, look into it more.
I just really feel that how it was presented here to the staff was very important, and how they embraced it. That is the key piece of this. So there was choice for them too, just like we were giving some students choice, we were also giving staff choice.
Guess what? It's catching on like wildfire. Not UDL team members. These are people who are learning from their peers. That is probably the best growth and the most exciting change I've seen, because it's coming from the teachers. It's really neat.
That's really cool. I can even see in your eyes how you get a little teary-eyed about it.
Yeah.
No, because I'm like, where do I look?
Yeah, no, look at me, just like we're having a conversation.
All right, Oprah.
Okay.